Leasing a truck through Prime Inc. Pros and cons. Now keep in mind, these pros and cons are from my personal experience, so just because you lease with Prime doesn't mean your experience is just like mine. So I'm giving pros and cons based on my experience leasing with Prime Inc. The first pro is you're a business owner, so you get to create your own LLC within your state and you officially have a business. The second pro is there's no forced dispatch. Because that's your business, you have the right to turn down whatever load that dispatcher send you. If you don't want it, if you don't want to go to a certain area, you can say, hey, no, I don't want that. Look for me something else. The third pro is you can really see a big difference in your money. So, for example, company side versus leasing, you can see a lot more money leasing if you take care of your maintenance, like you're on top of your pre-trips and stuff like that, or you just managing your money well, and you're a go-getter, like you out there, you running the miles, whatever they sending you, you getting it. Side note on that, when I was leasing with Prime, me and my team, I remember making like $12,000 in 1 week. Like, of course that's before all the deductions come out, but you ain't gonna make that on the company side. So like I said, there's ups and downs. You can definitely see a big difference in your paycheck, but things won't always just be like that every single week, so just keep that in mind. Okay, for the cons, number one, we have when you lease a truck with Prime Inc., they're going to take a truck payment out of your check every single week. Not once a month, every single week. Depending on whatever truck you get and how long the lease is, that'll determine what you will pay as a truck note weekly. Okay, this second con, it was a con for me, but it may not be a con for others. But the second con for me was, the taxes. You're not W-2 anymore, you're 1099. So when you're 1099, you have to be responsible enough to stay on top of your taxes. Make sure you're setting your taxes aside because they're not taking the taxes out of your check. You have to be mature enough to make sure you're putting that tax money aside. So when it's time for you to pay your taxes, you have the money already. In my defense, when I got my CDLs with Prime, I went through their training program. So I chose the leasing program straight out of CDL school. Straight out of CDL school, not knowing much of anything. So that's my bad because, like I said, it was a lot of lessons learned, but I'm grateful that I did go through that because now I'm able to, if I was to ever do it again with another company or just on my own or go buy my own truck, I can kind of know some things to expect. The third con for me was if you want to go home, like say for instance, you want to take home time, and you can take home time whenever. But if you want to go home, you still going to have to make sure that you got that truck note side to side. So say for instance, you've been on the road, let's say 3 months grinding straight, and you want to go home for a week. That week that you go home, you still got to make that truck note, whether you moving that truck or not. I guess I can add that as a pro as well because when you're leasing, you can pretty much make your own schedule. You can be off when you want to be off. You can go home whenever you want to go home. You can work whenever you want to work. But keep in mind, you will have to pay that truck note. These are just a few things to name, but overall, I feel like Prime has a lot to offer as far as just their company in general. They help you out a lot with the leasing program. So if you feel like, you don't know anything, I would say research it first, get all the knowledge you can get, and even when you start, Prime will still help you out with a lot of things. Now, keep in mind, they may tax you. You may see a deduction for it on your check, but they will help you take care of some of those things that you just don't want to take care of.